Hey y'all, this is Eric. What's up? Something I gotta explain. I want to say something today. It's about the pros and cons of owning a car versus transportation. I wanted to talk about that because, man, I've seen a lot of things. You know, when I'm traveling by bus every day, and when I used to drive my car every day. You know, there's the pros and cons. So I'm gonna start with the bus. You know, transportation stuff. Not just riding the bus, but riding my bike every day as well. Now, to me, riding the bus, the pros of it is that you're not driving. You're just riding the bus. You know, you get to play your phone. You know, you play your video games or whatever. You know, draw on the bus. You know, do your thing and just relax. You know, as you sit down. And you don't have to deal with traffic. Well, you kind of do, but like, you're not driving. You know, you don't have to deal with traffic. And the bus money is pretty cheap. Sometimes, but I could never tell. You know, if you have to pay like $1.75 or $4 to get on a bus, you might as well. But that could be expensive too, $4. But yeah, usually when it comes to bus fares, it usually would be either $1 or $3. Depends on the bus fare. Okay. There should be another pros. You don't have to worry about getting your mom to take you to school or to work. You just take the bus by yourself and get to work, as long as you're able to catch the bus. You know, you don't have to worry about asking anybody to pick you up. And when it comes to being on the bus, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about changing the oil, because the Metro or any other bus company, they worry about that, not you, because you're just a passenger getting on the bus. You know, the cons of getting on the bus, you know, what sucks about it is you have to wait for 30 minutes or an hour for the bus to come. And it sucks when it's delayed. That's the cons of it. The bus can be very, very slow because of traffic, and the bus can be, very, very, buses, they're very slow. They take a long time. They're not as fast as a vehicle. And it sucks that some buses, they drive, but they miss a bus stop. Like when you press the stop button to get off the bus, they either miss it or they go to the next one. No, they miss it and they go to the next one. You know? And one time, when you try to run for the bus, but you wasn't able to catch it. Like you were there at that bus, but you were trying to get in, but then they already left. You know, they close the door on you, so that's what sucks too. Some bus drivers do that, because it happened to me once by experience. That was years ago. And some bus drivers don't let you drink on the bus or eat food, because that's the rules too. But some bus drivers, they don't even care. You know, they don't care. They'll like get somebody to clean it up afterwards, but that depends if they're cool about it. And some bus drivers are cool. And like, I'm gonna go back to the pros, because I already said the cons. The pros of it, another pro of it is some bus drivers let you go in free because, you know, if you've had a long day at work, you were running and you're trying to breathe, or maybe because they let you in because you don't have the money or something like that, and you would ask them for a courtesy ride. Okay. Now me riding my bike, it sucks that I have to deal with with my tires. Like every time I go into a bumpy road or something like that, sometimes I can never tell if my tires need to be pumping more or if I have to keep replacing the inner tubes all over again, because I've been doing it for every 2 weeks or every other week, you know. I had to deal with my bike where the chain was off the bike, but it wasn't broken, you know. It just came off loose, so I had to sit down somewhere and, and just put the chain back in. You just you have to deal with you have to spin the pedals or something like that to get all the chains to connect back together, and then you're able to ride your bike. Try my best to breathe, man. But yeah, that's what I had to deal with. And sometimes, oh yeah, when you lose your key when you lose a key for a lock to your bike, because I lost it once. You know, I lost my key. I had to get another lock. I had the same lock, but I had a different key, so it didn't work. So but at least I have a lock. I have a key, so I'll be fine. I'll be able to lock my bike somewhere. Okay. And sometimes when you ride your bike, it sucks that when you miss your bus, you try to catch it, but it's not as fast as a bus or a vehicle. What sucks about riding your bike is people don't know when to watch out for cyclists. When you're a cyclist, you have to watch out for cars because people drive crazy. You know what I'm saying? I almost got ran over twice. One was a Dodge Charger. I don't know what the other car was, but I almost got ran over by 2 cars. And I was on the way home. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out for cars, and they gotta watch out for you. Next time when I'm able to afford it, I gotta get a horn or something so that people could hear me getting through. Okay. And it's good to get on the bus too, because you're not driving and you're not drinking and driving. You just get on the bus, you just chillax until they reach at the end of the route and you have to get off. And it also sucks being on the bus is that there are a lot of crazy people in there. Like, people don't give you space, and it sucks that you have to sit down in a crowded bus. That's part of the cons too. And especially with this, you have to move your seat for seniors or disabled people to get on the bus. You just have to deal with that. That's what sucks, but that's why you have to deal with it. Okay. Cars, vehicles. Now let me tell you the good stuff about it. Yes, vehicles, they go fast. The type of car you want, it is awesome. It goes fast, and you have a lot of advantages. You're able to put your stuff there. You're able to live in your car. You're able to, go drive down the road and do road trips. You're able to park somewhere. You're able to sit down in a comfortable seat. You take people rides if they pay you gas money. You know, you don't have to worry about walking to the bus. You don't have to worry about riding your bike. You don't have to worry about waiting for the bus. You know, you just go up there and drive yourself. You know? And when you have a driver's license, you have more options getting more jobs. When you have a driver's license, able to drive somebody's vehicle. I don't have a car right now because I was in a car accident, but I work at a job where I have my driver's license, so I'm able to drive the company's truck. So I'm able to do that. You know, I'm able to get that driving experience until I quit or get fired. You know, I'm able to make that happen. And I got that job before I stopped having a car, you know, before I sold my car as junk. You know, I told you my first car was a Honda Element 2004. It was green. You see me in my car videos. Do I enjoy my car? Did I enjoy my car? Yes, I did. I really, really did. But there was problems, a lot of problems. So I'm going to start with the cons. The problem is you have to keep maintaining it. You have to keep repairing it. And it's very expensive to keep a car like that. To keep a car from to keep a car avoiding breakdowns. One time I was about to drive to Arizona. I thought about it because I went there last time. This was before the car accident. I went there last year for the first time. I was about to drive over there, but then I decided to park it and I did the Flixbus. You know, it was better. Because I did not want to have breakdowns. And then I had to tow it back home. And not be able to do my trip. You know? Takes a while. No. I'm just saying, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. You know, another con is parking. I know how that is. I'm sure some of you know how that is. You know, when you park in your car, trying to avoid getting a ticket. I used to get 3 tickets for parking. You know, I used to get 3 parking ticket violations. Pay that off. And when you're driving a car, if you don't follow the rules of driving a car, you'll get consequences. You have to pay the price. Like no speeding, don't run somebody over, don't cross the double line. I mean, don't cross the double lines. You know? Don't get in trouble by the cops. And it sucks that you have to buy a registration every year for your car. You have to do that. You know, you have to keep changing your oil. You have to keep changing your fluids. You have to keep checking on your car every time. You just have to. And like I said about driving a car, people, like drivers, they don't watch out for bicyclists or other people. They don't watch out for that. You know, that's the cons of having a car. Another one is how expensive it is to even buy a car. You know, when you go to a dealership, or when you go into a dealership that sells used cars. Like, it's very expensive to even own a car and to even own a used car. Sometimes even renting a car. It's very expensive. You know how that is today in this world. And also the con is when you're driving, when you just want to drive to get away and stuff, like when you just got your driver's license, you just want to enjoy driving. But what sucks is when you have a car, people want to take advantage of you. People want to use you for your car. They want you to, they want you to drive them to school, and they don't give you a thank you. Somewhere where they want to go, and they don't give you a thank you. They don't pay you gas money. Especially just paying somebody gas money, that's a big thank you for them. That's a big thank you to them. That shows how much you appreciate it. It felt like I don't have a car no more because I felt like I was taken advantage of. It's always me driving to take my sister to school. It's always me driving to take, my family somewhere, all that stuff. So it's pretty stressful to even drive a car when you got people around you that want to use you for your car. Another thing that's a con: people steal stuff from your car. People steal radios. People steal wheels. I was told that story that my grandma's car, somebody took off her wheel. And I was told that one story from my mom where they had their auto car and someone stole the radio. And I've seen reports of people stealing catalytic converters. And it cost a lot to even get that back or to replace it. And especially if you have an emission test, when you have to deal with the smog. To make sure that the car is okay to drive again for another year. And there's always another car problem: the battery. I had to replace my battery one time because I was always jumping when the battery was already dead. So I had to go to AutoZone and get that battery that lasts for 3 years. This happened at work too. The company's truck. I was trying to start the truck, but the battery died. We tried getting it fixed. We tried jumping it, but that didn't work out. So it would take like 4 hours to replace the battery. So it's like we had to work all night. We had to work late because the battery of the truck died. So we had to replace it. And it took a while to get all the trash out the way. Yeah. And also my coworker told me that the other day, when he was about to be on the way to work, but he called it off because when he was on the way, one of his wheels flew off. And he just showed me the picture, and I just hope that they could get your car fixed or replace the wheels, man. I hope everything all works out. He also told me that one of the trees on his neighborhood, it smashed down his wife's car. I was like, damn, man, I feel so bad. And it's even stressful to have a car anyway. It's like, it's so stressful to keep a car like that. You know, when they say, when you own a car, they own you too. Which I believe that. I believe that so much, and it took me a while to understand that. I used to feel that I'm worthless without a car. Very. You know? I was so excited to have my car. I was so excited to just enjoy driving. You know? I wanted to get away. That was the main reason why I wanted a car. To enjoy driving and to get away. Too bad I don't have that no more. But sometimes you don't always need a car to get away. Now, it might be difficult when you move out. You have to get rid of some stuff. But I guess if I want to move out, I don't need that much stuff. You know, I'm willing to take that risk if it happens. It's another one. Oh, another problem of having a car. Car accidents, man. Like I've been telling you, I was in a car accident, and everybody has been in a car accident. So how is it so, like, why are people so worried about others not having a car? You know how stressful that is. Especially if you can't afford it. And personally, I don't want another car. I'm not talking down on people who have cars. I'm just saying personally, I don't want one. It's not about being scared to drive again. It's not about that. I do not trust the driving of traffic. I do not trust traffic. I do not trust how crazy people's driving is. Because I was in a car accident, I just shut down. You know, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let this car go, man. I've already had enough stress of repairing it and maintaining it. Asking my mom to give me some money to repair this car and all that stuff. I don't want that no more. Screw that. I just rather save my money and get out of here. And if I had to get rid of things I don't need, so be it. You know? I've been told I've been told every time. There's always car accidents. You see this on the news. You see this. You hear it on radios. You know, there's always a crash on the 405. There's always a crash on the 110. There's always a crash on the 710. There's always a crash on the 91. There's always a crash on the 5 when you're in California. There was a crash right near my house. There used to be car crashes right near my old house where I used to live. So it's like, it is so stressful. And I feel bad for people who've been in a car accident, because crazy people out here, man. And it's so stressful to repair it. And when you don't have the money, you're screwed like that. And especially if you enjoy driving. So honestly, screw cars. And fuck sports cars, man. I mean, I love sports cars, man. I mean, I'm just saying, I can't trust people with sports cars, and I can't trust people who just drive so fast and just not keeping an eye on it. Not keeping an eye on others. Not keeping an eye on their surroundings. I don't trust it. Some people might ask me, well, what if you need a, well, what if there, hold up. Well, what if there's no public transportation anymore? What if there's no trains anymore? What if there's no bikes anymore? Even then still, I'd rather not have a car. You know? If there's not anymore, then I'm just gonna get rid of everything and just walk. Just walk. You know? So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. You know? I've seen it everywhere I go. Car accidents, man. You know? I've seen it all the way. I've seen car accidents on the way to work. I've seen car accidents when I was on the way home. Like almost all the time. You know? I see car accidents every day. And the good part is, if I wanted a car, I'd rather rent one. And I could always take an Uber, a Lyft, as long as I'm not getting hit over by the bus. You know, as long as I'm not in an Uber and they end up crashing us. And as long as I'm in a street where there's not much traffic, I'll be just fine. I'll be okay. And every day there's still public transportation. There are public transportations in New York. There are a lot of transportations in LA. If you go to a state where it's not all cars, but more public transportation, you'll be just fine. You know, you could live somewhere and just be at the bus stop for a minute. You know, it only take you a minute to get to the bus stop. You'll be just fine. You'll be on time to catch the bus. There are taxis. Until that's changed, then I'm going to stick with all the transportation that we all have in this world. Hell, you could go to a city that's off grid and they just have horses, and then you just build a carousel. Not carousel, or like one of them wheel carts where you could just the horse could just pull the cart and you just ride in it. You know? You just get on the cart, and as long as you're feeding the horse can still take you where to go. You know, just like, yeehaw! Let's giddy up. Let's go. You don't need a car for that. But if you buy a horse, it might be expensive too. So, you know, you have to keep the horse fed. There are plane tickets. I mean, there are planes out there you could just fly to another country. You don't have to take on road trips if you don't have a car. You don't have to worry about that. As long as you can afford a plane ticket out of here. And take longer bus trips. You'll be just fine. All right. I've said enough here. Hopefully that explains everything. If there's something I'm missing, let me know in the comments. because right now I gotta go. Like, dislike. This is Eric. I'm out.